Ansumi describes space systems as a decision-making machine.
Decision-making machine does not mean that it is autonomous. It's doing all the heavy lifting. What Ansumi is trying to do is to drastically reduce the lead time from hours to minutes. You can get 24/7 visibility.
Today on Spacefront Conversation, we are joined by Anwarulla Shariff, chairman of Ansumi Space Australia.
So everything changed after pandemic. People think that it started after Ukraine war. We put 3.5 years of our time selflessly dedicated, and we didn't take a penny from any investor so far. We bootstrapped. So whoever is having that decision-making power should be accountable and responsible, and we can never make a machine handle that. I categorize humans as actual intelligence. Till now, every spacecraft made was done as a bespoke custom. We actually cancelled that.
What is the future of space intelligence by 2035?
Every single business domain on Earth will be influenced by space ascent.
What impact do you hope the company will have
to create independence of intelligence?
Welcome to another episode of Spacefront Conversation, where we explore the minds shaping the future of space technology, innovation, and humanity's next frontier. Today on Spacefront Conversation, we are joined by Anwarulla Shariff, chairman of Ansumi Space Australia, a company focused on sovereign space capability, ISR satellite constellations, advanced manufacturing, and next-generation intelligence systems. With a strong background spanning business strategy, industrial development, and advanced technology ecosystems, Anwarulla is leading ambitious efforts to position Australia as a serious player in the global space industry. Through Ansumi Space, he is helping shape the future of space-based intelligence, synthetic aperture radar systems, sovereign manufacturing infrastructure, and real-time orbital data capabilities. In this episode, we will explore the future of ISR and SAR technologies, sovereign space infrastructure, Australia's growing role in the global space economy, and what it truly takes to build a large-scale space enterprise from the ground up. Welcome, Anwar.
Thank you. Thanks for having.
So, before we dive into Ansumi Space, tell us about your personal journey.
I started working in 2000 with the tier 1 MNCs in the world, basically in the power industry, GE, and then with Siemens, and then the list goes on, Alstom, Lutke, pretty much all tier 1 multinationals. And the projects we used to do were hugely large size, extremely large for biggest capacities we can do. That was the drive, and the engineering is always been 125 years old in power. So we had a lot of heritage we could learn very quickly in that career, and we mastered it and went through. After a decade or so, we had to move into mining, petrochemicals, oil, and gas. So slowly it eventually came to how far you can go and how tough you can go in your career, when the job gets simple, you choose the more tougher one. So space apparently was, in my view, the last frontier where you have to be at the end of exploring everything else. So it was a natural choice, basically.
I mean, like you have worked across engineering, manufacturing, operations, and business strategy. How did those industries prepare you for leading a space economy?
Problem solving, engineering. If you have to define engineering in one word, you can absolutely say it is everything about problem solving.
Yeah.
How efficiently you can do, how coordinatively with a team you can do, and how many options you can work out in the fastest manner possible, so you can choose the best and go ahead without killing time, because time is money everywhere you go in engineering. 10 people are solving a problem, 100 people are waiting for execution, so you got to spend enough time in the industry and in your work to understand what is the criticalities, and as most of the times you can't do mistakes. If you spend 20 years in engineering, heavy engineering and high value products, operating and managing in a 2 billion $3 billion environment, you're answerable, and at a certain stage you would know that you have done it, what it's needed, and then you have to take it forward. So I guess manufacturing and design is the core. Anything starts in the beginning. In large 2 billion, $4 billion projects, we always use 5 to 10% as a study project in the beginning. After that, it will just unfold as it go. But we will know in the beginning how difficult is it gonna be. Unlike in startups, it's other way around. Like you keep trying, but we don't do like that. Heavy engineerings and established engineerings are done in a very systematic and very collaborative way.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to understand how those early experiences shaped the visionary leaders like you. And also that multidisciplinary background you worked in seems to have played a major role. If I can ask, what was the original vision behind Ansumi Space Australia?
The original thought which made the purpose of founding Ansumi Space was to create Australia the sovereign ability, independence of intelligence. This is a bit different to what we hear around, but it has its own meaning if you can
Yeah.
think about it. We as a country are very fortunate, very lucky to be surrounded by ocean, but that doesn't mean that the changing times will not affect us. However, we have very good alliances as a country. At the same time, sovereignty does not means friends and alliance. It means individual, independent, and internal national. So not international. So this was the main reason Ansumi was found. Only single point agenda, nothing else. Make Australia sovereignly independent intelligence and let Australia lead the way forward in 5I alliance as far as intelligence is concerned.
Yeah. So, and what's interesting about Ansumi is that it just did not enter in as one segment of space. It aimed to build an entire ecosystem, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So, because many startups focus either on just satellites or software, but Ansumi appears to be building an entire ecosystem: your spacecraft, manufacturing, data, ground stations, and intelligence system. Why was that vertical integration important?
Usually all startups do think of all these things, but they lack ability to integrate them at a core architecture level. They try to solve one problem at a time because they are evolving, they are learning. My team comes from a heritage of 20 years each. All the top team, each one of us have 20 years of experience in space, working with NASA missions, moon lander missions, lunar missions, and European Space Agency collaborations. And myself coming from high value, high volume, heavy engineering, and multiple $1 billion project management backgrounds. So this combination of three top founders coming together, we together collectively we share what 58 56 years of together experience. Now when you say is it a startup, okay, if you have worked for missions of agencies and then you start your own company, technically you are a startup, but ethically and heritage wise, you are heritage founders, and you don't get 99 doubts the startups get. You only get one doubt. I'll tell you later what it is, but yeah, there will be one doubt.
Yeah, it's exciting to hear, and I'm curious to know as well.
Yeah, we'll get
And that system level thinking
yes,
becomes even more important when we start discussing
yes,
ISR and
yes,
satellite real time intelligence. So, Ansumi has spoken about creating one of the largest ISR SAR constellations.
yes.
Can you explain what ISR actually means for listeners unfamiliar with defense and intelligence systems?
ISR is a acronym used by defense mostly for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. In a operational perspective, when it comes to uh, dealing with enemy forces for the sovereign protection of the nation. However, it has multiple benefits. It doesn't just serve defense. If you look at the whole spectrum of ISR, you can classify it as 20 to 40% defense and 60 to 80% commercial use.
Yeah.
In that, having said that, people don't haven't ever tried the real strength of ISR apart from defense so far. One, because it was too expensive to have it. Second is it was broken. It was one at a time scenario because it's capital incentive industry.
Yeah.
Nobody ever explored the full spectrum. The third reason is there never has been so much demand until pandemic. So everything changed after pandemic.
Yeah.
People think that it started after Ukraine war or recent Iranian war, but it was the symptoms were there. That was the pandemic was the first situation where people felt helpless,
Yeah.
and every system which was resilient started not making sense. You know, and then the human ability to survive became a question. And when you bring those psychological changes came into the society as a civilization, you would stop and rethink. That's what
Yeah.
all the lockdown was about. And doing that made everybody realize what is the dependency on the grid, infrastructure, and all these mechanisms we have on Earth,
Yeah.
right? Um, then the exploration was the next option. Not
Yeah.
it doesn't mean going to interstellar, but it means what can you do with a bird eye view on Earth to Earth, so it can help people. However, it's a long lasting science. It's not new. ISR, it's been there for 60-55 years. Uh, this is the first time it is being commercialized. That's all.
Yeah. I think COVID has, made people rethink about every existing technology and its application.
Yes.
And what I understand from your explanation is that SAR is becoming important globally.
Yes.
What advantages does SAR provide compared to traditionally optical satellites?
Main difference is optical. You have a 70% invisibility due to cloud and atmosphere. It's practically not possible to see anything, let alone the night vision. That's not there. So synthetic aperture radar was the solution to break that problem. What it does is you can get 24/7 visibility,
Yeah.
and also you can with AI implementation you can autonomously identify anomalies, either anomalies or certain phenomenons. This is only possible because you have continuous observation possible for the first time with synthetic aperture radar. It was never there until synthetic aperture radar was introduced.
Yes.
So the technology is so expensive previously that it was hardly being produced by anybody. Now we had fivefold increase in the speed,
Yeah.
and we got a lot of technology upgradations in the last 5-10 years. So it has been easy to make it applicable. So this is the next natural step, how to make it useful.
Yeah.
right? So that's the simple language answer.
So you mean like beyond imaging, these systems are enabling much more intelligence and they are becoming much more responsive
Yes.
than before.
Yes. The real results come from real time.
Yeah.
We can't achieve real time due to certain phenomena, because once your sensors capture data, you have to convert that into an actionable, applicable solution. That takes some time. How long will it take is the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what Ansumi is trying to do is to drastically reduce that lead time from hours to minutes.
Yeah.
Literally, that is the objective. And this is not possible if we work with current working procedures and operating platforms. So we had to think reverse from the solution to the product. And that was also not possible because your engineering, the standard engineering practices were restricting that rethinkability. So what we started is, we started Ansumi with re-engineering engineering. That's what we did first.
Okay.
We took the 70 years of engineering, how it is done, and we re-engineered the way we do engineering. And from there, we started building each block into core architecture, modularization, then multi-purpose. Every layer adds smartness, which drastically reduces manufacturing cost and speed
Yeah.
in deployment, and also readiness, and also tackling the unseen mistakes or learning curves they come through. We attended all that, and we introduced mechanisms in core architecture which naturally take care the evolution process till the end of the product.
Yeah, I think that's the right approach any company should start working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ansume describes space systems as a decision-making machine, and that's a fascinating concept. Can you explain what that actually means technically?
Technically, one word is analytical. Analytical had a different meaning until now. It used to be offshore process or later on process. But artificial intelligence enabled us to bring it closer to observation, analysis, and deployment. We can now run these things almost seamlessly, parallelly, but with a small delay. That's what causes the near real time. If we could have merged them together parallelly, with zero gap, we could have achieved real time. But decision making machine does not mean that it is autonomous. Everybody thinks machine is something simplification of a job, the dictionary definition, right? But it doesn't apply that way. In this work, we call it a decision making machine because it's doing all the heavy lifting with a character and a personality without interfering into the decision making,
Yeah.
but keeping multiple layers of options ready for choice within a near real time manner.
I'm just trying to connect what you're trying to explain. It's easy. The way you are explaining is easy, but it's difficult to connect.
Think it in a mathematical way. The best way to analyze anything is to think mathematical first. When the problem is too big, we used to have a saying like, how do you eat an elephant? Eat it piece by piece, right?
Yeah.
So we did the same thing. We took one article and one phenomena at a time, and we simplified it.
Okay.
When you keep on simplifying a chain of phenomena and then you combine together, then you can look at it like a fully grown organism.
Yeah.
The real newcomers who do startups do a very big mistake. They look at a product as a product. They don't look at what's its behind, what's in the front of it, where is it going, what it will affect, impact. They just try to plug in solutions. We also were in the same run to do it, but then at a very early stage we realized that's not the way. We have to look at the whole thing because it has to establish itself as a fully grown organism once it is finished. It doesn't mean that it has to be the biggest in the beginning.
Yeah.
So when you look at the newborn baby, right?
Yeah.
It's a fully grown baby in its all forms, but only lacking scalability.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We did everything in a volume, which can be the stage 1 deployment ready.
Yeah.
So now it is just once we do the first stage deployment, it is only scalability to take it from there up to whatever extent we want. Money is the limit, nothing else.
Yeah, I think you have gotten really intelligent people working in Ansumi.
Yeah, we work very hard. We really work very hard. We put 3.5 years of our time selflessly dedicated, and we didn't take a penny from any investor so far. We bootstrapped every single minute. We worked hard, and we've decided that we will be in a good position to make justice to taxpayers' money only when we are production ready. So
Yeah.
we are TRL 4.0 status now, mission wise, and it's a very good moment for us to say we've been there and started thinking, but we actually came where we wanted to. Only now we are looking forward for collaborations or investments or whatever, including government's recognition for this mission because of the objective being national significance. So we are really looking forward to get the government on board with us to recognize it as a mission of national significance.
Yeah. I think Ansumi is led by visionary leaders like you.
It is time now. It is, you know how it is, necessity is the mother of invention.
Correct.
But in this case, time is the mother of Ansumi.
Oh,
So the timing was necessary.
yes.
This was, what will happen in next 1 decade? If one can look till that time, we can say why it is necessary now. And we don't have leisure activity to do this.
Yeah.
It has to be done on a national emergency mission basis. It has to be fast and accurate also.
Yeah, correct. I agree. And I think that naturally connects to the larger architecture Ansumi has been developing around intelligent orbital systems. So, Ansumi recently described its Ansumi Quill system as an integrated intelligence engine combining satellite, onboard AI, network mesh, ground stations, and multi orbit architectures. Yeah. So, can you explain what it actually means?
Ansumi Quill is a very interesting first stage for our mission
Yeah.
because it is not doing anything besides fixing the gaps which were always there in a standard operating procedure. First of all, this is an very early stage evolving industry. Space manufacturing, space invention was always there, but there was no space manufacturing as a industrialized size and volume. And not only that, applicability was individual satellite based. There was never like a space odyssey, like
Yeah.
the whole synchronicity to happen. So we had to do the stage 1 with a specific objective in mind to perform and demonstrate the all the 5 missing gaps in making it a whole synchronous object. Every single element you mentioned, like ground station, AI, onboard computing, ISL, intersatellite linkage, these are all the essential nervous system to make any intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance objective met in its full natural form.
Yeah.
We are not even talking elaborated form. That comes with stage 2 and stage 3. We have 3 stages. First stage is Quill, then we have Quest, and then Quantum. So 3 stages.
Okay.
We only working to deploy the stage 1 Ansumi Quill with government's participation.
Yeah.
So that comes with a large number of satellites, 36 satellites together, and that will make a big change to bring from hours to minutes
Yeah.
And by having synthetic aperture radar, was always been treated as a luxury item. Very specifically selective people used to use the data, except defense.
Yeah.
And even defense wanted that to be full time, but it is not full time as of now.
Yeah.
Anybody who is doing as synthetic aperture radar data is doing 4 hours a day capture out of 24 hours craft in the air. We are trying to make SAR not an option but standard on every single craft. So what that makes is it creates a compounding effect. When you are building the first craft itself, you are building the first craft to fix all the 5 gaps, and then you are adding the stream of equations into it to make it a completely recognizable apparatus.
Yeah.
So it is very important for us to have Quill on board within next 3 years to 3.5 years fully deployed.
It almost sounds like we are entering into an era where satellite don't just collect data, they actively think, coordinate, and respond. As like from the explanation you gave. According to you, are we moving toward autonomous, space-based intelligence systems rather than just passive observation satellites?
We are not moving into autonomous that quickly because there is a difference. The autonomous comes with two sides of the coin. There are two sides for that coin. One is operatable autonomy, actionable autonomy.
Yeah.
We will go 85% into operational autonomy even now. We are ready to go there. But the other side of actionable autonomy, I hardly guess if you can dare, anybody could dare today to go to 5% or 10% also. That needs evolution.
Yeah.
Another 10 years, yes, you will have enough ecosystem and support system to make that possible. So autonomy is not a dangerous word or a friendly word. It just has two sides.
Yeah.
We actually adopted 80% of autonomy in operational side, but we are not starting on actionable side.
Okay.
We are leaving that for um, accountability and responsibility.
Yeah.
So whoever is having that decision making power should be accountable and responsible, and we can never make a machine handle that. So it's very clear. I mean, we cannot exaggerate this. Commercially, marketably, it is done, but it doesn't make sense to me.
So you mean like at the center of this transformation, it appears to be onboard artificial intelligence. Do you mean to say that?
Artificial intelligence will assist us in doing our jobs much quicker, faster, and more accurate. It is actually threefold better than human ability when you especially consider the cost and time.
Yeah.
Because it is operational towards progressive growth, yes, you must use it. It costs less, works faster, and more accurate. All these 3 points is what everybody needs today's world.
Yeah.
But there is I don't in my personal mumbling, I don't call AI as artificial intelligence. In my own speaking to myself, I call it I call it artificial intelligence, but I categorize my humans as actual intelligence.
I agree. I agree.
Because you have to, it is not that artificial intelligence is coming here and then nullifying humans.
Yeah.
It has its own characteristic. It has its limits. But actual intelligence is born birth by wise, and it will stay as long as common sense is there. Actual intelligence will be there. We just have to make our common sense bit sharper and we'll be fine.
I agree. So,
So it is not that scary.
yeah. So, I mean, like, if you can explain how important is onboard AI becoming for next generation spacecraft and constellations?
Onboard computing definitely helps in fast tracking the solutions, at least 10 times faster. Because the only reason it was never done before is two reasons. One, the need of power on board craft and the power of processing on board craft. These two were the limitations. With NVIDIA's new chips came in, that kind of fast solved most of the solutions, but still we don't know any successful case which has it tested it and tried it. So what we are doing for the first time is using to incorporate that as a standard. We actually are doing 85% of noise clearance and actionable deployable solution generation on board. We are only sending the solution down. We are not sending data down. None of our satellite spacecrafts will send the data of sensors down.
Okay.
Zero. So we develop solution on board.
Okay.
And then we only send it directly to the deployable consumer, directly to him through laser comms. And for that we use inter-satellite linking. All the combination of this is the only reason why we can make possible what was never tested before or not happened before.
So if I can from your explanation, I'm working on a concept where using inter-satellite links to work on space debris. Okay. The space debris.
Yep.
Concept. Okay. So as you spoke about inter-satellite links, I just wanted to ask you, if, for example, if a satellite is having risk of collision with the space debris, so how can you explain these inter-satellite links? How can these inter-satellite links be used to,
Mitigate risk.
mitigate risk, collision?
These are two different phenomena. One is physical, one is signal.
Yeah.
Okay. When a debris comes into contact with a craft, obviously the craft is at the loss side.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But a signal is a see-through, go-through phenomena. ISL is not meant to avoid or warn with debris collisions. ISL is meant to keep all the crafts in the constellation linked with each other.
What I mean to say is, can we use these inter-satellite links? For example, if a satellite is having risk of collision and using one satellite senses it, can it pass information? Say, hey, you have this risk of collision or the event of conjunction. Move by, to say 1 kilometer at this particular time, so that it can avoid that.
It needs first debris management, identification and management payload to be on board craft.
Yeah.
That creates intelligence. Then that can be used on board of the craft to analyze. But the amount of processing you are doing on the craft to do this management, that means that craft should be dedicated for that purpose. You can't have an additional payload on certain craft, because what it does is, again, that's putting real-time analytic load on the processor, on onboard computing and power consumption. So if you are doing multi-purpose spacecraft, for example, for the first time, the Ansumi's constellation will be multi-purpose, multi-payload, multi-orbit.
I would actually that for sure.
We are actually dealing with that that concept now. There were so many limitations to make this possible in a general engineering methods. That is the reason why we had to re-engineer the engineering first. So that helped us to resolve these patterns which were unavoidable. Technically speaking, the physical limitations are same. But when you simplify how many loops you are trying to make within the same solution, you break the barrier towards inability and go into not only solving this problem, but you will actually create a context where you say multiple versions of solutions. So it is either this or nothing else. So we were always stuck in nothing else. So you have to break the barrier somewhere.
Yeah.
Today we are very lucky to have the technologies ready, never been deployed. They're all tested.
Yeah.
Ansumi is not doing anything which is never tested.
Yeah.
Everything is tested and proven science. We are just bringing together in a smart way. And tell you what, after doing all this, even if we compare with traditional way of making spacecrafts and deploying them, we are able to assure that we can do it in 1/3 price, 1/5 time, and 2.5 times better. But it can only measured once the whole stage is in a constellation manner. You can measure them. You can't measure them in a single craft. But nobody, it's acceptability or inventability kind of a scenario, what do you call invention and what do you accept?
Yeah.
That's where it gets stuck.
Yeah. Because like most of all the space missions are sensitive. Yes. And I think all the space companies that are working on different technologies, they're trying to bring down the cost of the space missions or the technologies they're working on.
Expensive is a past. I don't see that as a future, because once you have a properly, fully structured apparatus,
Yeah.
mass volume manufacturing on an industrial size is very easy.
Yeah.
And what we did for that purpose is we modularized our whole spacecraft. That means the time and the cost it takes,
Yeah.
and the repeatable tasks of doing even inside the single craft itself is possibilities have been opened. It is only once we start the production, we'll start making those things possible on the floor.
Yeah.
But theoretically, we have checked it. We would that can be done.
Yeah. I think I can definitely say as these technologies evolve, the discussion naturally expands into sovereignty and national capability. So I think these days we hear this term sovereign capability very often in Australia's space and defense discussions. So from your perspective, what does sovereign space capability actually mean?
Sovereign capability only means national ability.
Yeah.
Economical meaning is to create jobs and create new platforms where new careers can form for the future generations, current generations as well. But when it's a applicable, actionable requirement, Ansumi firmly believes that sovereignty only happens when you have the ability to own your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else,
Yeah.
anything else except owning your own
Yeah.
is an option for saying we have it, but maybe we don't have it. Okay. Bluntly speaking, Australia has every single resource required
Yeah.
to do this. We've always been seeking and lucky to have good alliances and all that. But in the speed the world is changing and the way the things are changing, it is good to have all this help from alliance and supporting nations friends. But at the same time, it is essential to have your own. That is the only objective Ansumi has been working on always.
So when I think of Australia, I'm always amazed how it is in the race of space technology. I mean, like, it is, there are a lot of funding, government funding, private investors are stepping in, funding the space startups. They are, trying to be in the race with US and other countries. And I always feel happy, and I'm really happy for how Australia is in the race of space.
There are certain truths,
Yeah.
if we have to talk about them, might as well do that. Australia definitely has willingness and political willingness, and also a national willingness towards space as to develop space as an ecosystem.
Yeah.
The funds are great, but the problem with approaching those funds um, is limited by maybe 5% of the mission, 10%. Then we have to depend on financial participation from the private sector. Um, Private sector is just trying to evolve out of learning and knowing about space now. If you go into market with VCs, 85% VCs don't know space. They may know, but they won't bet their money.
Yes.
So 15% are betting, who are betting very small. Like, talk about our mission. It's a mission which needs certain amount of money to produce. Right, we are at 4.0 TRL. We didn't have any need to go for investors so far. We bootstrapped, but it doesn't mean that we will finish the whole mission.
Yeah.
Now, unless government sees ability from certain players who want to do it for national sovereignty, I think that list of players should be given highest priority
Yeah.
and immediate assistance. Honestly, if it's not for making this a sovereign mission, Ansumi would have done many other things much better in a business way. But we are stick morally and ethically to do this.
Yeah.
That's the founder's problem we have. I told you there is one problem, right?
Yeah.
Where sovereignty, sticking to sovereignty with moral and ethical values is our problem.
And I don't think that's bad.
I don't know.
No, that's really not bad.
Anything else we can solve.
Yeah.
This we cannot go backwards now. Once we are forward, this is it. We are doing.
Yeah. So Australia seems to be approaching a very important moment in defining the capability globally. How do you see Australia's role evolving in the global space industry over the next decade?
Australia has two paths here. This is, I think, the way I see it, Australia is at a two-way junction where it can decide either to continue being the best participating partner of the best alliance possible in the world today, Five Eye Group, especially towards national security and all that. The second is Australia is the only country in the five-country alliance which has the opportunity to become intelligence provision leader in the group.
Yeah.
And sit in the driver's seat. Because see, Australia doesn't need to buy lot of weapons. We only need national security at the borders. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
We don't need millions of people as army. We don't need biggest infrastructures in the world, base camps everywhere or army camps in different countries. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
So we never really built anything which becomes the leadership in 5i. This is our opportunity. Space is our opportunity. We should build fast, big, and most accurate
Yeah.
intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance apparatus, which should become the leading factor to change the way we do things
Yeah.
for defense and national security to start with.
Yes.
But the benefit of byproducts of this, imagine 80% of the byproducts will go into commercial application into Australia, which will change the way the national governments work. It will replace systems with solutions.
Yeah.
And that can be brought on board as soon as we are qualified and made sure that we are absolutely good with being the forefront of intelligence.
Yeah, I completely agree. And its strategic value also changes dramatically.
I think it's natural. Once you are the best,
Mm-hmm.
everything lines up. There is, let there be no surprise. We can do it with 10 times less effort, 10 times less problems,
Yeah.
and 10 times better results in 5 times less time if we start today.
Yeah.
But if we miss the boat, in next 2 years, if we don't do this, might as well continue who we are. That will be a better solution actually. So that is why Ansumi has already spent 3 years. In next 2 years, we want to see this in space working.
Yeah. So it means you believe space infrastructure will become as strategically important as energy infrastructure or telecommunications.
Not only that, any ground infrastructure which is grid-based management system has been proved to be most vulnerable physically for continuation of national security, national service, or anything. So this is only the beginning where you're seeing energy and communications going space asset based infrastructure.
Yeah.
If this civilization has to make good and do evolve for better, the society needs to shift from ground based infrastructure to space based infrastructure.
Yeah.
And this is not a point of when, it is a point of how fast,
Yeah.
So there are multi domains which can be possible. Data centers, data storage systems, and the ground based data storage systems cost so much. So this is the new way of doing this. A lot of companies have invested a lot of money to figure out how to get data storage systems into space now.
Yeah.
And sooner or later it's going to happen. It's not going to be so late, because in next 2 years we will see real practical solutions happening. Ansumi has an advantage because the bus we designed and developed the bus, which is suitable from 250 to 500 kgs complete bus. This is a bus which can be deployed and adopted for any space asset application. Communication, power, data centers, space-based data centers, even as a multi-orbit transport vehicle. So we completely modularized it based on the purpose. We do the multi-payload and then we do the multi-application. And till now, every spacecraft made was done as a bespoke custom. We actually cancelled that.
Okay.
We don't have any customization. We don't have any bespoke mechanism. Everything is standardized in a modular manner. It's like a bunch of puzzle pieces. Whatever the purpose is, we segregate those pieces, assemble together and go. Done. We solved the integration at system level, not as a product level. Our actual product is a byproduct. We didn't design a craft. It happened to be a byproduct. We designed the system and the apparatus first.
Yeah. I understand manufacturing capability becomes absolutely critical for companies emerging now.
Just because it's never been done before.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 crafts, 4 crafts, 5 crafts assembling in a team, even Lockheed Martin and big players. Thankful to them, they did all the heavy lifting already. We learned a lot from their experiences. But now we have to perform.
Yeah.
It's not good to say we learned from them, but we can't perform. No, we have to. Now, nobody has ever tried rolling out a craft a week. Ansumi has attempted on that. That is where we are going. 1 craft a week will be our target in 3 years' time. So to do that, the whole autonomous and integration, modularization, standardization, we don't have SOP, standard operating. Every craft maker makes a standard operating procedure for that craft.
Yeah.
NASA has so many guidelines, but then again you have to adopt them and make your own. So Ansumi made its own standard operating procedures, manufacturing procedures, assembling and integration testing procedures, same for every application. So we standardized, we actually wrote user manuals and user guidelines, about 20,000 pages something.
20,000.
Yeah. So but it's an in-house document.
Yeah.
We need to adopt them for us first.
Yeah.
Once we refine it as we go in practical manner,
Yeah.
we will like to work with the standardizing institutions to bring them for adoption into the market.
Yeah.
So that way we can contribute for the evolving manufacturability, advanced manufacturing of spacecrafts.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, as you mentioned, advanced manufacturing, Ansumi is also investing in advanced manufacturing infrastructure. Why is manufacturing capacity critical for the future space economy?
In the early days when the automobiles were being made for the rich people, right?
Yeah.
Mm, the the single idea which made it possible to make a car for a common man was putting a line manufacturing system, assembly line manufacturing. Mr. Ford did it. I wonder who gave him money. I need those guys to give that money to me too, because we are doing exact same thing for spacecrafts now. The idea was to make it less expensive, so we can do in more volume.
Yeah.
Then it will influence more adoption into space, more applicational solutions from space, and more user based value generation.
Yeah.
So somebody has to do it, somewhere it has to happen. We planned that infrastructure as we are working on a space factory, Ansumi Space Factory. Its whole purpose is to bring the cost of making drastically down by increase the volume of making. At the same time, creating enough purpose for the crafts being manufactured, not to dump in the market.
Yeah.
No, we are detouring the outcome of the factory, space factory, towards our space missions to create infrastructure at a faster rate. Because usability is there, adaptability is there. The only reason why nobody is attempting is because of the cost.
Yeah.
So we have to bound by the duty to advance so that we can evolve. That is why advanced manufacturing.
Yeah, of course. Building that capability comes with enormous technical and industrial challenges, as I understand. So, moving on to what are the biggest challenges in building spacecraft manufacturing ecosystems today?
Human capital development. We have enough space technicians also suitable to bespoke, custom based manufacturing, lab based setup system.
Yeah.
We have not produced capable human capacity to deploy in a large line manufacturing system.
Yeah.
We have to borrow lessons from other domains of industries to be able to do this. First of all, we have to solve the problem of knowledge based development in people. Academics does not cover technician job.
Yeah.
You only need 20 space engineers to make a craft, but you want 200 to assemble 50 crafts a year.
Yeah.
Right? So we are making good engineers, but we only made enough technicians. So Ansumi is focusing on how to magnify producing more space technicians by on-job training in a live environment in the beginning years, so that we can make mentorship as a standard practice.
Yeah.
Like going back to good old days, when somebody has to become a good professional trade guy, he had to work under somebody.
Yes.
There were no books, no textbooks, right?
Yeah.
Today everything is knowledge is on our fingertips, but applicational learning is not there.
Yes.
So what we are thinking is, with a basic engineering aerospace qualification, if somebody is enthusiast, we can adopt the training method in such a way that under mentorship learning becomes 80% of the component of adopting the person into this industry.
That's a great initiative.
Yeah, that is the human level learning.
Yeah.
Because here you don't have to pass exams to prove and get in.
Yeah.
God knows how you did it, but anyway.
Now, if I can interrupt you, I'm experiencing it. Every company works on different technology. And say, if I call you an expert in something particular, task, doing particular task or working on particular technology, that person, if he wants to enter into another company, and it's not like, I don't think taking interviews is a great idea. I mean, like, he might not be exposed to your company culture, the technologies your company is working on, but every company goes through that traditional, interview process, things, questions, and all. But as per me, I want every company should see if that person is capable, confident to work on the technologies that company will be working on, instead of going through the traditional, interview process things. And I don't think that will definitely help. Person might say, yes, I know this. They might talk, they will prepare for the interview. But when it comes to the practical applications, as you explained, uh, practical applications are completely different from the way a person tries to explain.
True.
Yeah. So,
Just a little bit of depth in that. When a company interviews a person, obviously the candidate comes to be prepared
yes.
first because he wants the job. I mean,
Yeah.
logically, think it.
So how can companies know that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, know that.
yeah.
And still
It's,
they just want to, interview.
Ansumi has a different perspective. Uh, there is a certain reason why Ansumi is doing many things differently.
Yeah.
There's only one single reason is how was it done 100 years ago when there were no computers, no advisors, no consultants, no HR,
Yeah.
right? How was it done? It was done on trust,
Yeah.
test, and uh, belief. You trust somebody has the ability to do it, the job, because they are saying so. Then you test them.
Yes.
You give them the job.
Yeah.
If they say, yes, I am doing it, give them the job. But tell them you're doing it for 2 months. You do it in 2 months.
Yeah.
If I can see that you can actually do it, I don't care how much experience you have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care where you came from,
Yeah.
what qualification you have. But if you could do the job we advertised for in 2 months, you are here forever.
You.
I will
That's the
hire you but
reason
not
I
fire
asked
you provided you pass the test.
Yeah.
But that test is not interview. We have no interviews.
Yeah.
We don't do interviews.
So that's the reason I asked you specifically this question. I mean, like,
It's a waste of
yeah.
time. We interviews, yeah, okay. Look, in a structured manner of hiring apparatus, interview, and all other things are very essential.
Yes.
But the time has come for the better results of outcome. You have to start thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Let's start with trust.
Mm.
It's a good foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't doubt you that you can do this job. I will not be assured unless I see that you can do this job. Let's put it to the test. Right? Um, that that always works
Yes.
because it is nothing documental.
Mm.
It is nothing uh, accusable or amusable. It is always result oriented
Yeah.
and output driven.
It always works.
And no hard feelings. Look,
Yeah.
not everybody is ready for everything.
Yeah.
It may be the company is not ready for the employee. What about that? So we eliminate all this noise.
Yeah.
We deal on a task base. We have a task. We advertise a task. We don't advertise. We have no titles in Ansumi company. We have 3 titles: junior executive, senior executive, CEO. That's it. There are no this engineer, that engineer, that engineer. All engineers are engineers.
Yeah.
All non-engineers are executives. Um, but they know what they're doing. The team knows what they're doing. That's it.
Yeah.
So that way we reduce the noise.
Mm-hmm.
We take this sticker factor away and create breathing space
Yes.
for the brain to come to the table,
Yeah.
not who is what. We are. I saw your interview, Jason. He said, we are not serious people, but we take our work seriously.
Yes.
He said that, right?
Yeah.
He's so right.
Yeah.
That is the attitude. That should be the attitude. Because if we keep starting stickering and valuing every individual in the team for what they do,
Yes.
then somebody is gonna feel hurt. And that somebody will not do his job.
Yes, definitely not.
That's it.
I completely agree. That's the reason. I mean, like, I know Ansumi is different. It has, different approaches towards different problems. It has different solutions. That is the reason I asked you this question particularly.
We have to always look things at human level.
Yeah.
Before academics was invented, human were still inventing things.
Yes.
So what makes it so rigid that somebody should have done something, learned something to be inventing something? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
If you can study nature, you can be an inventor.
Yeah, because see, I mean, like during my studies, we take a lot of different courses. Say when we take bachelors or say masters, we have 13 different, 30, 20 different courses. And after you pass out, then from the university, you go for interviews or you apply for some courses or internships. And when you go there to attend interviews, they ask something about, a particular,
Yeah.
say, when it comes to satellites,
Yes.
they ask about particular subsystem. And I think it is not mandatory or required to ask because academically, this person has only passed out from the uni. And if you're asking so many questions, it's just a theoretical thing they have learned. And that person, he or she doesn't have the practical exposure. When given a chance, they will definitely prove, or even if they don't prove, they will have a good learning experience or exposure to the industry, right?
Yes.
So I don't think this traditional interview process works.
I came from a different learning background when I was young. My dad was a steel plants contractor, ferroalloy at steel plants contractor. So whenever there was a break of classes or small breaks between semesters and sessions, I never used to go home. Wherever he is building a steel plant or ferroalloy plant, he used to ask me to come there. And that 2 weeks I used to spend with him on the site.
Yeah.
And staying in the guest house, waking up and going 6 o'clock to the 4th tower, erection tower, and staying there. My dad used to ask me to do the markings, to read the drawing, do the markings.
Yeah.
I used to be, I used to be dressed well and all that. So I used to bend down and mark. My dad used to never like it. He used to come back and hold my shoulder and sit down. Sit down and do it, because you are missing 3 millimeters every time you're bending. So this is the way one should learn. The learning happens by hands-on only.
Yes.
And it only happens, you know how they say, the teacher happens when the student is ready. So learning happens under somebody, in supervision, for a certain time. Even though the person is qualified, it needs somebody to make it happen to them. It is always a teacher-student relationship, even in a career. Mentors are those people.
I really appreciate Jason and you for coming forward and talking on this.
It is absolutely
that's really needed for the newcomers to have that motivation to enter into this space industry. It's a challenging.
I appreciate the ambition and confidence side of the newcomers. But I will not put their career at risk without doing my part of the duty first. How's that? That's
amazing.
That's it.
It's more clear.
Yeah.
So, what opportunities do you see emerging specifically between Australia and India in space technology?
These are on two different um, environments.
Yeah.
These two countries itself have different problems, different solutions, different advantages, different strengths, and different weaknesses.
Yeah.
Um, India is very fastly moving forward to making self-sustainability in technologies
Yeah.
application side. Whereas Australia is has a long history on invention side, and India is on adoption side. Australia is on expansion side. So yes, in if you talk space as a domain, there might be a lot of similarities, but how one looks at it is different. Having said that, there is lot of interdependability here, which is what results in either collaborative efforts or economical benefits both of the countries. It has to be very smartly done in policy making, because I don't see Australia can see the real India,
Yeah.
because diplomatic India is different. Policies made on diplomatic India cannot give results in real India environment,
Yeah.
and vice versa. See, the money is not spent on stage, it's spent on ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I ever get a chance to probably contribute some insight towards that in future, maybe I'll do that, but that's a different forum. Uh, but yes, there are two specific things Australia can benefit from India, is that large educated, career aspiring young uh, qualified people with adaptability in their nature, which makes them best immigrants to Australia. Okay,
Correct. Yeah.
that's a natural thing. You can't buy that. It's there in
Yeah.
in us, basically. Second thing is,
Mm.
Australia can give the speed of adoption as an opportunity to India, provided it is taken on a rightful and ethical and responsible manner. Economical reasons, we should get this out. When you talk technology, economy does not make sense. When you talk economy, technology is already overwritten.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a very dependable environment between two countries, and definitely collaboration will help.
Yeah.
But work cultures are different.
Yes.
Australian work culture is entirely different to Indian work culture.
Yeah.
It's nowhere even near. It's 1:9.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you bring it between, That problem can be solved by boosting real value approach.
Yeah.
Not economical value, not technical value. Forget these two. These are naturally evolving. They will happen as a byproduct, but we have to put real value approach. I I was too crazy to do actually a formula on this after 1 year of starting of Ansumi, saying, how do I get the real value approach? And I did the whole. It can be a white paper, but I will never release it. Now it is true. We cannot take technical angle or a financial angle to make something sense. They should become byproducts of some other thing.
Yeah.
That is what we need to work on. Yeah.
Yeah. Australia India connection, it's especially interesting because both nations are rapidly expanding their space capabilities.
Being in Asianic region, the most influencing countries are Japan, India, Australia, maybe a
Yes.
few more, but sovereignty and democratic.
Yeah.
If you look, and then you look at the population and the land size, all right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can easily connect the dots,
Yes.
India and Australia. But they're so far away physically that you cannot merge the mindsets and the ambitions.
Yeah.
The ambitions are not same
Yes, it is.
because the reasons are not same. The requirements are not same.
Yeah.
So India is facing lot of survival preparational efforts for border security systems.
Yeah.
90% of their defense concentrates on border security.
Yeah.
Australia, thank you very much. We don't have that. But we are concentrating on national sovereignty.
Yeah.
So these are equally important challenges. However, um, I guess it's a natural evolution. It will be figured out and done. If it is done together, some of the risks can be shared, but it is not readily taken when its risks involve financial and economical reasons. Those risks are usually not easily shared with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is where it gets the balancing act is required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what opportunities do you see emerging specifically between Australia and India in space technology?
Interoperability, depending on interoperability, like Australia has 5 airlines, India doesn't have with anybody.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can there be an alliance? I don't know how it works with other scenarios.
Yeah.
But there can be a cooperation or assistance for mutual benefit. What is that India can give in space to Australia?
Yeah.
Let's not forget, it is a 1.5 billion people population country. If Australian space asset can adopt solutions which are useful for a common man, even by subscription, you'll have 1.5 billion consumers.
Yeah.
So Australia is in the best spot. Is that what helps Australia to look for what India needs and exchange for mutual cooperation? I don't know. These are the things, as I mentioned, has to be looked at policy level, but not in a diplomatic way. Diplomatic way is for the world to see and look it and feel good about it. But real value comes from multiple streams.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. True. So, I think these building international partnerships whilst scaling a space company also requires very unique leadership like you, Ansumi.
See, we have to do our best and absolute best, and nothing else is necessary, to be honest. Everything else is just pride, privilege, or whatever reasons people do it. But when you are at a excellence level in what you have put your couple of decades into,
Yeah.
then at certain point you come to a state where you ask yourself, am I being useful? Everybody can become anybody.
Yeah.
But after that, are you being useful, or am I being useful for the purpose of excellence I have? So who are you making it useful? Who else can be better choice for you than the country you live in? That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is a byproduct.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Ansumi can make is going to be a very great business, but not as a product, as a byproduct.
Yeah. I understand that. That's the reason I've been, asking you for a few questions that how Ansumi is building its company.
Yeah. See, I always come across this thing when different companies are compared among each other and said, okay, this is better and that is better. There are two certain ways I think it can be done in a much better way. Look at the founders.
Yeah.
Have they served 2 decades each? First point.
Yeah.
In what they are trying to build. 2 years, 4 years, look, there's a long way to go before you can stop making. It's not about learning from mistakes. It is about knowing how to stop making mistakes.
Yeah.
Is the next level which is needed when you do responsible and accountable missions and entrepreneurship like this.
Yeah.
Second thing is, lot of the new first 2-4 year company startup companies in the first 2 to 4 years, they spend 60%, 40% of their invested money in the management cost and 20 to 30% in the marketing cost. But you borrowed the money for product cost. So what happened there? Okay. So this is a very good question, I would say, to see at the real value. That's what I was telling, real value. If the management cost in the first 3 years of survival goes beyond 15%, especially if there is a shareholders invested money, forget about it. That company can be really beautiful,
Yeah.
but it will never make a product which it promised.
Yeah.
So VCs are very smart. They know all this. But the problem is we have only 10 to 12% VCs who have ability to invest in space today.
Yeah.
So that's a vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely understand from their perspective.
It's easy for me
Yeah.
to say that I can make a app which can make green color picture into blue color picture from the camera observed and get $2 million investment when it costs only $500,000 to build.
Yeah.
But I can't get 20 million to make my first two crafts fly, which actually costs 60 million to sell. They sell it for the first two crafts will fly. We can with 20 million we can make two crafts because we're making cost to cost at a very economical manner.
Yeah.
To sell them, it sells for 40 million each. But nobody can put 20 million because they're like, okay, can you take 2 million? And what would I do with 2 million? Do the marketing again? For what?
Yeah.
So this is the reason why Ansumi bootstrapped so far. And we said we will go once we are production ready.
Yeah.
And now is the time. So very soon we will be sending invitations for investors to take a deep look into what we are progressing towards and what we want to produce. So it's gonna be a very interesting next 3 months, 4 months for us. Yeah.
Sounds interesting, and you are well prepared.
Yeah.
The way you approach.
Yes.
So
Took a lot of hard work.
yeah. Yeah.
We put 80, 90 hours sometimes, or most of the times, trying to do things, and we felt helpless, so we helped ourselves.
Yeah.
That's how I can say.
I think that's the best way any founders will.
We can't go back. Once if the whole purpose of starting Ansumi was to see and get national sovereign intelligence independence to Australia. Not that we will be thanked for that or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know what will be the outcome for personally for us will be.
Yeah.
But as the people who matured in this industry and who excelled in what they do the best,
Yeah.
we can't aim for anything individual or selfish anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't.
True.
Yeah.
So, building a space economy is extremely difficult financially, technically, and strategically. Okay, what leadership lessons have you learned through this journey of building Ansumi Space?
Being honest can be bad sometimes. And secondly, not that we always face negative, but there was an instant when we said to ourselves, should shareholders' pressure detour the product sincerity by replacing with quick marketability and quick profitability? This is an internal brainstorm we founders do sometimes. Like we bring these weird questions, and then if Ansumi has to put his hands on his heart and say the one single answer, we would always say no. But when you have shareholders, what would you do? That's what we want to see in the future. We would be raising $200 million in different series to get our future funding towards grants and everything combined, at least minimum this to start our stage one.
Yeah.
Not in all one go, but different series. By the time we finish stage one, we would assume we will have at least 5 to 10% of it raised as investment.
Yeah.
But this is the reason why Ansumi is very, very careful to choose the investors also. Like investors have a choice to choose the best company. Ansumi has been constantly looking for the investor who can share our vision,
Yeah.
be nationally national security optimist and want to contribute in that level, because we are requesting the government to recognize this as a mission of national significance. If we are 100% into it, we want our investor also to be the same, have that as an objective.
Yeah.
Purpose of putting money is, yes, you need a good exit and all that stuff. That will all happen.
Yes.
It will happen. But where is the motive? What is the motive?
Yeah.
That is why, that what keeps me, I still need to learn how to plan this thing, because strategically it makes sense. We know what to do. My co-founders have been space startups. They did multiple space startups already. So they are very full aware. I don't go too much into this. I keep myself on product architecture level, because that's where that's what my contribution is. Product architecture and the space apparatus, the whole mission apparatus. So, but my co-founders are very brilliant technologically and startup founder wise. They understand the economics much better than me. And so I kind of follow,
Yeah.
take it and go.
Yeah. And maintaining that vision over the long term while executing daily operations, it is like much challenging. And I think it's the hardest balancing acts anyone should have.
Uh, you don't, it doesn't trigger you when you're solving problems.
Yeah.
But when you finish and take a break, it does come back to your brain.
Yeah.
And it is a constant stay in your mind.
Yeah.
If you look at inside my brain, you might find multiple storms going on.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I am not able to strategically place them in certain paths where I keep them adding value. However, if that feeling is not happening, you actually haven't become a founder yet. So, you know how they say, be careful what you wish for, your wish might actually come true?
Yeah.
That's the founder. He wishes for it, then he lives it.
You know what? I mean, like, one wonderful experience I had through this Spacefront conversation is I am meeting amazing people. So the first amazing person I have, industry expert I've met, is Shankar Shivaprakasham from Earth I Space. He's an amazing person, positive, amazing person. Second, Jason Held, Saber Astronautics, and third, Ansumi Space.
Thank you
I'm
for
like,
your work.
they're different. They're positive. Their approach is different. The way they approach problems are different. No, the way they explain things are different.
Seasoning is the reason.
Seasoning.
Ambitions, enthusiasms, passions, these can be trigger points to aim and have a goal and try to do something.
Yeah.
But when you are seasoned for 2 decades, you don't do anything for these few reasons. You do for accomplishment, and evolution, next level of evolution,
Yeah.
and what you can give back. That is the main reason why you do it.
Yes.
So when you mention 3 names today,
Yes.
I'm lucky to be in those 3 names, or thankfully. But what I'm saying is, all 3, if you do one common phenomena among 3 of them, you will see that they are trying to give back. They're not trying to make.
Yes.
This is the absolute difference between a startup and an entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Amazing personalities. I actually learned quite a couple of things from 3 of you. I mean, like, when it comes to your expertise. Yeah. So how do you balance long-term visionary thinking with immediate operational realities in the space industry.
Uncompromising efficiency, extremely extraordinary efforts, selfless contributions.
Yeah.
These are the three statements I would say any day.
Mm.
Long term directly correlates with these three. If it's short term, you can do a lot of other things. But long term is the vision. These are the three things essential from the day one, as long as the founders are in the main chairs. And those founders should also have moral and ethical values to at least extreme levels. Uncompromisability. It's very easy to compromise when it comes to personal benefit. But if we can break that barrier and think for the company first, even today in Ansumi, we never speak about our opinions. We never. And we do a lot of brainstorms. And among three of us, we talk a lot about what the Ansumi need. And surprising, we never talk. I will, like, we three of us have a habit that we will never say, I am so and so.
Mm.
Any one of us, whenever we are speaking anywhere, we'll say, I am from Ansumi. We don't even say who we are in Ansumi, basically. I am here for Ansumi, and Ansumi want to do this, Ansumi want to do that. The point is, you are living inside your company.
Yeah.
You are not the company, you are for the company.
Yeah.
You got to get this head straight.
Yes.
Get this pride factor away. It is me working.
Yeah.
That's it. Then you have the clarity what the company needs, and that creates balance.
Yeah.
Because you can strive much better, go much farther, and take useful solutions on board without hesitating, because you are not trying to put your personal challenge or a personal pride on challenge.
Mm.
You're trying to make Ansumi
Yeah.
better, bigger, faster. So anything it needs you have to do, that's it.
Yeah, I definitely see for the next generation watching this conversation, your journey will be really inspiring.
If we can do that, we can give a very big boost to this civilization
Yes.
for tomorrow's society.
Yeah.
If that would be a very good outcome, to be honest.
Yeah.
For a-
So, what advice would you give to young engineers, founders, and students who want to enter the space sector?
do 6 years of work, serious career, non-changing, non-jumping around, serious career job under one domain, in one segment, without taking too much of invention mind.
Yeah.
But after you do 6 years, then start looking into your thought process. Bring that hands on,
Yes.
and then add to your thinking process. But also keep the connections and contacts you made in 6 years,
Yes.
especially the mentors who worked above you, making good out of you. Keep them closer,
Yeah.
because they already got tuned to you as your, they understand, they know your limits.
Yes.
So they are the best judges of, if you want to ever ask anybody, should I do this? I'm thinking about this, right? But this also 6 years creates credibility to you. If you speak, somebody would say, okay, look, he's 6 years done. Let's listen to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ambition and passion alone cannot give anything.
Yeah.
It has to be selfless, sacrificial lifestyle. If you have to get something, you have to lose something.
Yeah.
You have to lose your freedom. You have to lose your financial stability sometimes. You have to lose many other things
Yeah.
if the journey becomes worst. Are you ready? So spend enough time to be ready first.
Yeah.
And then maybe there is a chance that everything will go right. If not, you will still be able to possibly handle everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we can put all the logical examples, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
This is at the core.
Yeah. Think looking ahead, the future of space intelligence itself, seems to be evolving at an extraordinary pace. Yeah. So, what does the future of space intelligence look like by 2035?
Every single business domain on Earth will be influenced by space ascent
Yeah.
for two factors: to increase productivity, to launch multiple solutions of same pattern,
Yeah.
and give the consumers choices how to um, make their businesses make more revenue, but also do more benefit for their customers.
Yeah.
So space will become a platform. It itself is not a business.
Yes.
It is a platform. It's a new platform which will be there for the next 3 decades.
Yeah.
After that, maybe something else as a phenomena can appear which would add value to space platform. But otherwise, space as it is will remain as a platform for next 3 decades. And mind you, it was never before been any platform of that except telecommunications for commercial reasons. Now you can take that and add another 20 more
Yes.
easily. So, yeah.
People think space is difficult. It is actually, because you are going behind the unknown to solve the problems. But when once you understand problem solving, I think it's get easier.
We have 85 years of practical learning curves done by NASA, ISR, JAXA, ISRO, and all that. So, look, it's not that unknown. Okay, it's pretty standard. To be honest, it's very clear. In fact, it is very clear. The only reason attempting into space is high risk is because of two things. One is inexperience, people betting money, especially which is not theirs. Okay, which makes their job easy to not take it accountably. Serious, everybody is serious, but is it accountable?
Yeah.
Right? Second reason is capital intensive. Capital intensive is the unforgiving nature of this industry.
Yeah.
See, in this industry, there are so many things which are not problems, which are problems in other industries.
Yeah.
For example, you don't have to spend on real estate, right? You don't need to hire people to keep it driving.
Yeah.
So gravity is doing everything. Orbit is helping. 8.5. Tell you what, 4 to 5 years is the lifespan of a craft. Ansumi's craft is designed for 8 to 8.5 years. We are replacing the second life cycle in the cost of first itself.
Yeah.
Right? But we are not sending a driver. I mean, the whole orbital engineering economics. There are certain places where you don't spend money, but you need experience to do it.
Yeah.
Technology is proven. Instruments are well adapted, well tested, heritaged.
Yeah.
Why it is still not happening is the only reason is necessity was never there at commercial level before pandemic.
Yeah.
And after pandemic, maybe people don't see the depth, but the large institutions have already seen it. 40% of the largest institutions in the world have already started mitigating for any scenario such like a pandemic may happen, and if it happens, what to be doing.
Yeah.
It's already put in use.
Yes.
So, but that is creating new arenas of career lines actually, as AI adoption is nothing but that.
Yeah.
Only after pandemic you've seen that adopted, right?
Yes.
Before that it was a proven science.
Yeah.
After that it was adopted, but it's creating a lot of chaos. But at the same time, it is creating new platforms where new generation academics who are coming out for market for career reasons can easily adopt and get into job right away, just like that.
Yeah.
It's only the old school will have problem, you know.
It's making life easier. AI is making life easier, actually.
It's a double-edged sword. Okay, you can't take anything for granted in today's world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as I said, AI should be looked as a coin with two sides.
Yeah.
Operatability, go 85%.
Yeah.
Actionability, go 5%, not more than that.
Agreed.
If you use this filter,
Hmm.
you can deploy at $1 billion level. Doesn't give you any problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and finally, what do you think when you think about legacy and long-term impact? It brings us to one last question. When future generations look back at Ansumi Space, what impact do you hope the company will have made on Australia and the global space industry?
Going back to the objective why we started Ansumi, single point agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Make ISR with synthetic aperture radar as a standard and have the constellation
Yeah.
to create independence of intelligence. That's it. It itself is a mission, but that itself will become a platform for many more missions in the future.
Yeah.
So if you're saying 20, 30 years later, um, I think we will look to create a new society of space generation, which will not only depend for their commercial survivability or career survivability, but also evolves with it.
Yeah.
And we started it. I mean, we didn't wait for somebody to ask us to do it. We just needed this because the whole purpose is to make all provable into applicable.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason. Um, Maybe we will inspire some new companies on the way to kind of take some insights and look at adopting different ways of doing things. Like Ansumi is, every single thing we are doing is maybe outside the box,
Yeah.
to be honest. And it is very carefully analyzed decisions. And when you have three founders combinedly 58 years of experience sitting, they're not playing games.
Yeah.
So I think we are betting on the future generation to get inspired and look at the real value, not the economic value, not the technical value.
Yeah.
Real value. Real value starts from every single individual, and then it goes until the whole company.
Yeah.
So I hope investors can start looking into this point of view. That will change. Money will go where it must go now, not on a pitch deck or not on a storytelling. No,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't know how to do that. Maybe that's why I'm kind of making it possible to get to the real value side.
Mm.
But where does the nation stand? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go to speak to any political will narrative creation, I would speak honestly, and I have seen that luckily Australia has a very wise political will.
Yeah.
It's very open. Funding is there. Apparatus is there. But we have to, as I said in the beginning, any company which has this size of large initiative, self-driven, self-motivated and self-purposed,
Yeah.
I hope this request of us for mission of national significance recognition can be accepted. By that, we hope that missions like this important should be given highest urgency of priority for necessary funding.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what? There will be a story after 20 years. Like they were there, they were doing it,
Yeah.
but them XYZ.
Yes.
What's the point?
Yeah.
We are here now.
Yeah.
We are doing it now.
Yeah.
And then what?
Yes.
How can we write the story after we are everything in it? How can we write the other side? The other side has to write the rest of the story now.
And completely agreed.
Right?
Agree, yes.
So hope everything goes as we are planning. We are working on many things. So far, we have not seen anything um, unimaginably surprising. We knew everything what we are doing. This is not easy. It's 100 times difficult.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I think it's different. It's different
yeah,
compared to any other companies that.
we can anybody. There's so many companies trying to build ecosystem
Yes.
by doing some this apparatus, that plugin, this soft app, this software, and all. But they are all wrapped in different layers, in different promotions and different combinations. They all can never come together and work as one organism.
Yeah.
This is what Ansumi is solving. We are creating that fully evolved organism as an apparatus. So from here, the scalability creates impact,
Yeah.
associative results, and then taking it towards global applicational level.
Yeah.
You can only imagine what it can give back to Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Yes. And perhaps the most important question any founder can have is what they are building today, but what impact they leave for the next generations. Yeah. Anwar, thank you for joining us on Spacefront
Thanks.
Conversation today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.